Hi, welcome to Markerboard Videos. My name is Nancy Foote. Today's video, the next in our Math in Minutes series, Algebra 1, is about solving equations when you have variables on both sides of the equal sign. It's not any harder than the other way, it's just a bit more complicated. So let's go ahead and begin. You'll be given a problem similar to this. Negative 4j plus 10 equals negative 3j. And you're going to solve that exactly like you would solve a regular problem with one exception. The very first thing you have to do is put these variables together. So I can either move the 3j over to here or the 4j over to here. I'm going to move the 4j. To do that, I add 4j to both sides. Since it was subtraction, since it's a negative 4j, the opposite of negative is positive. So that cancels out. I'm left with 10. Bring down my equal sign. Negative 3j plus 4j, negative 3j plus 4j is 1j. If you don't remember how to do positive and negative numbers, go ahead and check out my video on adding and subtracting integers. So there's the answer, 10 equals j, and that wasn't much harder than anything we've done before. But let's do a couple more examples just so that you can become a pro at it. And you can be the hero of your classroom because you'll not only know how to solve these problems, you'll know how to teach other people how to solve these problems. So here's another problem. Negative 6f plus 5 equals negative 9 minus 4f. So now we have two terms on both sides, and again you're going to have to get all of your constants or numbers without variables on one side and all of your numbers with variables on the other side. Now it doesn't matter which direction you move these. In fact, let's do it differently this time. We're going to move the 4j, so we're going to put all of our variables on the left. Last time we put our variables on the right. That goes away. Negative 6 plus 4, they have different signs, so I'm going to subtract. And I keep the sign of the bigger number in this case, so it's negative 2f. Bring down my plus 5, my equal sign, and my minus 9. Those things don't change. Now you can easily solve this by subtracting 5 from both sides, and I get negative 2f equals negative 14. Divide by negative 2, and I get f equals 7. F equals 7, and there's your answer. Again, they're not a lot harder, they're just enough harder to make it seem more complicated. However, all that does is that gives you an opportunity to show what a rock star you are and how well you know these problems, how easy they are for you to solve because you know the basics. Now the rules are the same whether you're using whole numbers, fractions, or decimals. So let's do a problem with a decimal. Negative 4.2u minus 19.72 equals 2.8u minus 2.22. Again, we're going to put all of our variables on one side and everything with no variables, constants on the other. Let's move everything to the left. So we're going to take negative 2.8u and move it over. Make a big old line. Negative 4.2 plus negative 2.8, I know that's 10, so it's negative 7u minus 19.72 equals negative 2.22. Now we're going to move the negative 19.72. Since it's negative, we're going to make it positive when we moved it to the other side. And we get negative 7u equals, let's see what we have. Negative 2.22 plus 19.72. I've got my handy dandy calculator out, and that's 17.5. So to find out what u equals, I divide both sides by negative 7, and I get u equals negative 2.5. And there's my answer. So things stay the same whether it's whole numbers, fractions, or decimals. Let's do one more challenge type problem. This one's a little bit more complicated just because there's more steps to it. It's not harder, it's just a little more involved. So this one is 3 times 7f plus 13 equals 4 times 3f plus 3. Very first thing I want to do is I'm going to distribute this. 3 times 7f is 21f 3 times 13 is 39 equals 4 times 3 is 12f, and 4 times 3 is 12. And now I'm going to solve the problem just like before. Just like before. So let's subtract 12 from both sides. And I get 21f plus 27 equals 12f. Subtract 21f from both sides to move all the variables to one side, and I end up with 27 equals negative 9f. To get the f all by itself, I'm going to divide by negative 9. 27 divided by negative 9 is negative 3, and that's your answer. Negative 3 equals f. So as you can see, the problems aren't more difficult, they're just longer, and you just have to kind of remember, oh, I don't know, everything you've learned in Algebra 1 so far. It's kind of the way math is. If you have any questions or problems, please drop me an email or leave me a message or a comment at the end of this video, and I'll get back to you right away.